All right, now moving on to parallel and perpendicular lines. Two lines are parallel if the slopes are the same and the intercepts are different. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other. Now what a negative reciprocal means is take the slope, flip the fraction over, and change the sign. So let's actually take the equation that was in the previous video, y equals 1/2 x plus 5/2. And before I was using the coordinate 3, 4, I'll actually use the coordinate -1, 2 this time. We're going to create a line that is both parallel to this first one and then one that is perpendicular through this one. So a parallel line so slope for the parallel line must be the same. So the slope for this line must be 1/2. And if we are saying that let me back up. We can't have the same point because they have to have different intercepts. So I'm just going to pick a random, well, let's go 1, 2, just to be different. Change the sign on 1. So if we have the slope that is the 1/2 and the coordinate is 1, 2, we can go back to point slope form. Y minus the y component is the slope times x minus the x component of the point that is on the line. We can distribute the slope once again, then add 2 to both sides. As before, I'm getting a common denominator to be able to add like terms on the right. And here we have a line that is parallel because it has the same slope of 1/2, but now the intercept is different, positive 3/2 instead of positive 5/2. For perpendicular lines, two lines can be perpendicular and their slopes can be different or the same. That doesn't matter. What does matter is that their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. So if the original slope was 1/2, the negative reciprocal, well, the reciprocal is 2, the negative reciprocal will be -2. And I'll go back to the, let's actually do perpendicular to the line, but through a coordinate that is known on that line, -1, 2. So we can go to point slope form. Y minus 2 equals, well, now we have a -2 slope, x minus -1. And then we can simplify this, distribute on the right, then add 2 to both sides. And as long as I've done all of my algebra right, it looks like the line that it has a slope of -2 that passes through the coordinate -1, 2 will be the line y equals -2x, which means it has a slope of -2, which means it's perpendicular to the other line up here, but the y-intercept will actually be 0.